Did VRA just rug all of their holders? Now guys, in today's video, we're going to go and find out exactly what happened with the massive drop that VRA holders did experience. But I want to say, before I do start, there's going to be many VRA holders panicking out there. And to share this video with all the people panicking, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe. It will help get the video out to as many VRA holders as possible. Alrighty gang, so we got some investigating to do. Of course, 24 hours after I make my first VRA update in 8 months, we have a massive 70% dump. Now, I want to say, before we do look into some of the on-chain data, into some of the details from the team, look where we did reach today, guys. In yesterday's video, we were saying massive resistance trend line, and at around 4 all the way to around 5 is going to be big resistance. And right at this trend line here, guys, you can see was where the dump did start. However, it did finish, as we spoke about yesterday, at the absolute lows in the price. So it didn't actually make any new lows in the price. Yes, I know that doesn't help at all, but is there any hope that VRA is going to come back? Now, I went on their Telegram for all of you guys, was scrolling through everything that's been spoke about over the past 24 hours, and at the moment there's no information coming out directly from the team. However, they did make some announcements earlier today in regards to exchange listings and exchange delistings. Now, we saw this and everyone was pretty angry. They said, right, more listings, more ways to discover, trade and engage with the VRA ecosystem. We all know we need bigger exchanges for VRA. At the moment, it's not really good enough. I mean, MEXC probably being the most accessible exchange, along with OKX and KuCoin. They've now listed live on Let's Exchange.io. Who the hell knows what that is? I don't know. I've never used this in my life. But something that did happen earlier, guys, was OKX actually did post this, and they said, right, May the 7th, these margin trading pairs are going to be delisted, and there's going to be no borrowing features on all of the below coins, right? And VRA was on that list here. So no more borrowing on VRA today, right? They're all going to be closed 11 a.m. UTC. That was way before the crash. Delisting is going to be in about 3 days. So again, if you guys have got futures open, again, I'm sure none of you guys have futures open. If you reopen futures, be careful, because they're going to get delisted by the end of the week, guys. Now, people have been speculating. I saw this. This was a pretty good post out of all of the theories that had been going on, guys. OKX announced the delisting of futures contracts, including VRA. It contained incorrect dates. Now, I didn't see it containing any incorrect dates. I've only just seen what I've shown you guys, which was the borrowing feature being ceased a couple of days ago, and then a delisting in a few days. Now, people are saying that traders panicked and closed their positions immediately, and due to the low liquidity in the futures pairs, price dropped very quickly. Now, I think half of this is correct. There is low liquidity, and I'm going to show you how low liquidity can really affect a coin in literally just a second, so just bear with me. But I don't know if it was traders panic closing. I think this was a few big sells that really did start to damage the price. They're saying that market making bots noticed the sharp drop and began acting on it by selling VRA to align with the OKX price. Again, not too sure about this, but then obviously stop loss orders are going to get triggered, causing the price to drop even further. Definitely possible. And you can see all the charts and you'll notice the exact same patterns, right? So it wasn't just OKX, it was pretty much everything was dropping together on all exchanges, guys. Now, one thing I want you guys to be super aware of and understand, not just for VRA but for all of your cryptos, please understand this: the 2% depth, right? Just bear this in mind, okay? 2% depth, we're looking at some of these major exchanges. 2% depth, what is it? The capital required to reduce the price by 2% plus 2% capital required to increase the price by 2%. Now, we're seeing Bybit 22k, OKX 37k, Gate.io, KuCoin 37k, 25k. Let's go and compare it to another coin. I'm not even going to compare it to like a top 50 coin. So let's just go, I don't know, Arbitrum. Arbitrum, for example, still a much higher market cap coin from VRA. But then you go and you see the 2% depth, and it's hundreds of thousands, if not nearly a million, right? BitGet, nearly a million here. OKX, 100,000. Coinbase Exchange, 500,000 to move it. So, you know, yes, the market cap's higher, but the liquidity on VRA was just not there, guys. So then you go and you check out Etherscan, and you can see here what's happened with the 24-hour exchange volume, guys. Well, 25 million, 22 million, 19 million, right? Millions and millions. Not all of this is going to be sells, not all of it's going to be buys. Some of it will just be up and down, right? But to move the price, the 80% drop that it took on OKX would have only taken something like, what, 1.2 million? So you do 37,000 times by like 40 guys for the 2% depth, and you're looking at, that is disgusting, a $1.4 million transaction could easily do that in one big candle, guys, right? So if someone sold 1.5 million of VRA, it's going to pretty much get wrecked. So again, you know, is it the team rugging? I don't really think it's the team rugging, guys. Could it be some insider whales? We're going to have to find out. So again, I'm going to be doing my deep dives. I'm going to be in the Telegram trying to find some stuff out for all of you guys. If you have any information, you can let me know in the comment section. But VRA took a disgusting dump today, and to get you guys the exact figure, we actually did dump 78%. So it is a shame because VRA was doing really, really well, and now it has erased 50% of the gains that it literally had earlier today. So even though we were expecting resistance at this level here, at this larger trend, still not cool that we did have that super big drawdown. Now, is VRA ever going to come back? Again, in yesterday's video, I said I was going to wait for a breakout and then maybe enter a small position. Now, I'm just leaving my bags, guys. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to leave it. We've got the daily 100 MA at 0.002, which we are holding again now. But sometimes with these liquidations, if people do come in and they panic tomorrow, and again, I've just shown you how easy it is to dump the price down. If people just say, you know what, I'm done with this, and I am going to get out of VRA, you can see the wick get filled pretty easily, guys. So again, if people want to step in and they want to buy, price can be manipulated to the upside pretty easy, but equally to the downside as well. So again, after a little bit of deep dive, I think that's what's happened. I think it's just been either a big sell. I don't think it's been the team rugging or anything like that, not after all this time, guys. But if we find out any more information, I'll let you guys know. So that's it, guys. We're going to keep up to date with VRA because I feel like I've got responsibility now to find out what's going on. If you have any information, you guys can hit me up in the comments. Remember, like the video to get out to more VRA holders. Subscribe to the channel too if you're new. I'm see you tomorrow. Peace.